Yes. So good morning, one and all. Um, it's me, Mukund Sriram. So we'll be discussing the second module in depth. Okay. And the last module we discussed about accounting equation, and we did some accounting equation problems. And in this session, we'll be learning about the types of account and how to do journal entry. Okay. And first of all, what do you mean by account? Okay, account is nothing but a T format shaped record, okay, of business transaction. Understand it very simple. T format shape of record which includes all the business transaction. And we have three types of account basically: personal account, real account, and nominal account. Okay, and as the name suggests, personal account talks about debtors and creditors account, which are personal in nature, as well as capital account also. Why capital account is told as personal account? Because we are talking about business, right? And business is considered to be an artificial person. So personal account includes um, personal accounts, representative personal accounts, and artificial personal accounts. And other two are real account and nominal account. We'll be discussing them in detail. Okay, so first, personal account. When it comes to personal accounts, it includes the account of natural persons, artificial persons, and representative persons, right? When it comes to natural person, it talks about debtor account or creditor account, okay, or Ramu account, etc. All these things comes under personal account. And when it comes to artificial person, here we say bank account, club account, XYZ company account, etc. That is why capital is considered to be a personal account. Fine. And there are certain golden rules for the three things. Okay. And that is the basic, uh, you know, it is the basic support of accountancy. And when it comes to personal account, debit the receiver and credit the giver. What do you mean by that? There are two words in accounting: debit and credit. Please don't get confused. It is very simple, only talks about logic. And if you take an example, see, I purchased goods worth rupees 1000 from Ramu. Okay. So Ramu is my creditor and I am liable to pay him 1000 rupees. So the journal entry will come like purchase account debtor to Ramu. Why Ramu is credited here? Because credit the giver. See that golden rule. That is why we are crediting Ramu account. And another example, see, I have sold 1000 rupees worth goods to PQ, to the person P. Okay. So the journal entry will be like P account debtor to sales. Why? Because P is liable to pay me 1000 rupees, right? So debit the receiver. I am giving the goods and he is receiving the goods. So this will be made clear if you start writing the journal entry. Fine. So personal account includes natural person, artificial person, and representative person. And when it comes to real account, we talk about assets basically. They are tangible and intangible. All the furniture, plant, goodwill, all these things comes under real account. Here the golden rule is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. If you are purchasing a machinery is coming inside our company, so we are debiting that. If we are selling a plant is going out and we are crediting the plant. Fine. And when it comes to nominal account, it includes all the items in profit and loss account, which talks about expenses and income account. And for example, you can see rent received, interest paid, rent paid, all those things. And here the golden rule applying is debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Okay. So for example, salary paid 100 rupees. So salary is being paid, salaries is an expense, so we are debiting that. Okay. And another example, rent received rupees 1000. Rent is what? Rent received. Okay. Market rent received rupees 100. Rent received is an income. Okay. So we will be crediting that. So what would be the journal entry? Rent received rupees 100. It will be like cash account debtor to rent received account. Fine. So the people who are having the basics of accountancy will know all these things, but the people who are studying this for first time may have some confusions, but we will make it clear, and it is not an issue. We'll be having more sessions for the other people, okay, coming from other streams. So these are the three types of accounts. And now we'll move a small activity for you. You just tell me. So these are various accounts. Generally, these accounts appear. Okay. So you should say which type of account: personal, real, or nominal. You take 30 seconds time to go through the slide, and we'll discuss that. Okay. See, furniture account, it is an asset, so it is a real account. Cash account is an asset, it is a real account. Capital account, it is artificial personal account. Ramu account, personal account. Goodwill account, goodwill is an asset, so it is real account. Interest prepaid account. See, that is personal account. Why? Because it is a representative personal account. Representative personal account means we are liable to pay Mr. A the salary. Okay. Or we have already paid. So that is why it comes under representative personal account. And discount received account and discount allowed account. Discount received account means it talks about income, it is nominal. Discount allowed, it is an expense, it is also nominal. Maruti Sias account, that is asset account, real account. Copyright account, that is also real account. Patent, real account. Interest paid and interest received, they are expenses, and income, they are nominal account. So these are the basic things that you have to follow. Okay. So what you should understand is that this is only based on logic. Okay. So I hope you are clear up to this part. And now we come to journalizing. Okay. So when it comes to journalizing, journal entry that we are doing, because if we take the second step of accounting, first step is collecting the documentation, and second step is to journalize. You are studying the transaction and you are trying to journalize. So journal is basically a preliminary book to provide a chronological order of transaction by recording the information. It is known as the book of original entry. Okay. Why journal is very popular is because it is very simple and widely used. Okay. And it can record all types of transactions, and the rules of personal, real, and nominal account applies here. Fine. And you are seeing the format of a journal. Okay. And date, particulars, ledger folio, and debit and credit. Debit always comes in the left side and credit always comes in the right side, just for your information. Now, what we will do is coming more deeper into the topic. So here, what you have to do, if you are getting some transactions to be journalized, first of all, you should know what are the accounts involved and what type of account, how it can be debited and credited based on that golden rule of accounting of three different accounts. Okay. So for the first transaction, Mr. Babu started business with cash rupees 10,000. What are the accounts involved? You take started business with cash. So if we are started business with cash, either it is Babu or Gopal or some other people, it is not an issue. Two accounts will be involved. One is cash account and another is capital account. Now see how we can debit and credit. Started business with cash rupees 10,000. So cash can be debited, right? Because cash increases. And what we are doing? Capital account we will be crediting. Okay. And second one, purchased goods for cash rupees 4,000. What are the accounts involved? Purchase account and cash. Purchase increases, we are debiting. Cash decreases, we are crediting. Fine. That is what we are writing there. Sold goods to Ram rupees 1000. It is basically credit sales. So two accounts are involved, Ram and sales. So we are debiting Ram and crediting sales. Okay. Why we are debiting Ram? Ram is a debtor. Debtor increases. So apply the golden rule of accounting for personal account. Paid rent rupees 500. It talks about nominal account, right? So two things, rent account and cash account. Rent is an expense, it increases. So we are debiting rent, and cash is decreasing, it is an asset. So we are crediting that. And fifth one is drawings. Withdrew for personal use rupees 1000. Two things, drawings account and cash account. Drawings, it's an expense, we are debiting that. Cash is an asset which decreased, we are crediting that. Goods worth rupees 1000 issued as sample. So if goods are issued as sample, we consider it as advertisement expense. Okay, advertisement. And from where it is decreasing our stock, that is why we are crediting the purchase account over here. So two accounts, advertisement and purchases. Advertisement is debited and purchases is credited. And seventh one is an income. Rent rupees 1500 received. So when rent is receiving, we are debiting cash because it is an asset, it increases, and rent received is an income. If there is an increase in income, we are crediting that. Apply the golden rules every time. You should be thorough with the golden rules of those three: personal, real, and nominal accounts. That is the basic structure of accountancy. And salary outstanding rupees 1000. Salary and salary outstanding. Salary is being debited because it is an expense, and salary outstanding, it is a liability, it increased, that's why we credited. Fine. So I'll show you how to write journal entries in the board. Okay. After that, you just go through the video once again. If you have any doubts, please let me know, and I'll be giving you one problem. Please do that on time and submit it through the Moodle. So as of now, I am winding up this video, and now we'll move to how to write the journal entry for basic transactions. Okay, thank you. Yes, hello, good morning all. So we'll be doing a couple of, we have 6 transactions over here. So we'll be transferring them to the journal. Okay, so first you are getting the transactions, and what you are doing is you are preparing a journal. So when it comes to journal, this is the format: transactions, ledger folio, debit amount and credit amount. So as you saw on the video, we'll be doing this. Started business with cash for 10,000 rupees. What is happening? Started business with cash for 10,000 rupees. Two accounts are involved, cash and capital. So cash account, debtor to capital. Okay, so it comes like this: cash account, debtor to capital. Okay, and 10,000. And I forgot to mention one thing in the video, and we have to write a statement called narration. Narration is nothing but you are explaining what the transaction is in simple words. So cash account, debtor to capital. What is the narration? Started business with cash. This is the narration. Started business with cash. Narration is nothing but you are defining in your own words what the transaction is actually about. Now moving to second transaction. Purchased machine worth rupees 1000. So two accounts, machinery and cash. Okay, because purchase machinery, why it didn't come under purchase is because machinery is an asset and we are not planning to sell it. Okay, so the purchase machinery rupees 1000 means machinery account debtor to cash, because machinery is a real account, it increased, we are debiting that. So machinery account debtor to cash. Why cash is credited here? Because cash is an asset, it decreased, so we credited that. Okay, now moving on to third transaction. Purchased goods from R on credit rupees 500. So what are the two accounts involved? Purchase account and R account. Okay, because purchased goods, here purchase machinery, we are not planning to sell the machinery, here we are purchasing goods. So what happens? Purchase goods from R on credit. Fine. Credit in the sense two things, purchase account and R. Okay, so purchase account, debtor to, from whom? It is not for cash, it is for credit. R is our creditor, it is our liability, it increased, so we are crediting that. R account 500. Fine. So please don't forget to write the narration after all transactions. I am just skipping that. And we have completed 3 transactions, right? I don't know, you people are following, you are following, right? And 4th transaction, sold goods for cash rupees 300. Okay, here 2 accounts, sales and cash. It is clearly mentioned that it is for cash. Sold goods for cash rupees 300. So what is happening? Cash comes in, right? When cash comes in, asset increases. So we are debiting that. Cash account debtor to sales. Because sales is an income. When income increases, we are crediting that. Okay, it is a revenue. So I don't think you have any doubts in these 4 transactions. So we will complete these 2 transactions also. So shall I clean this? And last pending 2 transactions are paid salaries rupees 100 and sold goods to P on credit. So paid salaries 100 rupees means salary is an expense and cash is an asset. When expense increases, we will be debiting that, and when cash decreases, since it is an asset, we are crediting that. So the journal entry will be like salary account debtor to cash 100 and narration. Fine. And 6th transaction, sold goods to P on credit for 100 rupees. Fine. Here you are seeing the sales is for cash and here sales is for credit. Only difference is one thing. Sold goods to P on credit for 100. Here we are debiting cash. Here we are debiting P. Why we are debiting P? P becomes our debtors and our assets has increased. So P account debtor to sales. P account debtor to sales 100. Fine. So I just wanted you to ensure that how to write a journal. Okay. And the first part, this part is known as debit and this part is credit. First part is debit, second part is credit. Always remember, debit comes on left and credit comes in the right. Fine. So now what you will be doing is, I will be sharing you a problem and you have to journalize them and send it to me, and I will be sending across the answer. So thank you for watching the video. All the best.